Back when I was a wee lad in 2009, I was going through every preteen's eventual emo phase. I started listening to heavier music such as Slipknot, Korn, insert new metal band here, and even some alternative rock such as My Chemical Romance, who, to this day, are still my favorite band. And while I enjoy Gerard Way's debut solo record Hesitant Alien, and enjoy Frank Iuro's solo record Stomachaches, I really wish they'd be a band again, but that's a story for another day, and I'll stop rambling before I get too off track. During my emo phase, I rediscovered Linkin Park, and they were my favorite band for quite a while, to the point where anytime I talked about music, I'd bring them up. I wanted to be Chester Bennington so bad. I had another YouTube channel at the time, and I recorded a lot of vocal covers, but they were mostly Linkin Park covers and rants. Unfortunately, that channel was taken down by the copyright police, and here I am. One day, while I was getting ready to record another Linkin Park vocal cover, I came across an article. I forget which website posted about it, but it was about a side project that Chester was doing with members from bands Julien-K and Orgy. Between 2007 and 2009, Chester and company got together and formed Dead by Sunrise, who, to this day, have only released one studio album titled Out of Ashes. Dead by Sunrise started to form in 2005 while Chester was writing songs for Linkin Park's third studio album, Minutes to Midnight. According to Chester, he came up with a few songs that felt and sounded really good, but he didn't think they would fit Linkin Park stylistically, citing that they were darker and moodier than anything he'd ever come up with for the band. He decided to work on them on his own rather than turn them over to his LP bandmates who transformed the songs into Linkin Park tracks. The band's name at the time was Snow White Tan, and thank God they ditched that name. He came up with Dead by Sunrise because in the beginnings of the album, he was partying. Well, he calls it partying. He says it wasn't much fun, but he, quote, partied a lot, and there were a lot of times where he was in a really self-destructive place and sometimes it felt like he wasn't going to make it to the next day. The name evolved from that lifestyle, and the title of the album, Out of Ashes, is his way of getting off the self-destructive path he was on like a metaphorical phoenix. In May 2008, Dead by Sunrise performed 3 songs at the 13th anniversary party for Club Tattoo in Tempe, Arizona. After this, the band started touring with Linkin Park in Europe, Japan, and America. In an interview with MTV, Chester said that Dead by Sunrise would jump in during the middle of LP's set, play a few songs, then letting LP finish up, which was actually an idea posed by the members of Linkin Park. After the tour finished in July 2008, the band started recording Out of Ashes. He worked simultaneously on this album and Linkin Park's then unreleased record 1000 Suns. Chester would write DBS songs on an acoustic guitar before working them with the band to reshape them. Linkin Park bandmate Mike Shinoda, who does all the rapping and plays multiple instruments, said that Out of Ashes is definitely more of a rock album than any of Linkin Park's records. In summer 2009, when I was in the height of my emo phase, an official release date for Out of Ashes was announced and I was extremely excited. Hell, I have to thank my friend's mom for buying the album for me for Christmas that year. We were wandering around in a store shortly after the album's release. I saw the album on the shelf and started telling my friend about how I hoped I got it for Christmas. Good on ya, friend's mom. The album was released on October 13th, 2009. On that same night, Dead by Sunrise made their first television appearance on The Late Show with David Letterman, and a week later performed on Jimmy Kimmel Live. The first single from the album, Crawl Back In, had been released a few months before in August with a music video in September. The second single, Let Down, was released on November 24th that year, also with a video. Despite rumors that Inside of Me and Too Late were going to be singles, they never saw official releases or music videos. Also, just to throw this out there, the song Condemned was featured on the Saw 3D soundtrack. Another note, Chester was also in that movie as a skinhead who was glued to a car seat. Youch. Out of Ashes received mixed to positive reviews. AllMusic gave a favorable review of the album, as did Billboard and Rock Sound. Jody Rosen of Rolling Stone, however, thought the album lacked brute force and big choruses that were present in Linkin Park songs. Maybe he missed the memo that these weren't Linkin Park songs? I don't know. Los Angeles Times and New York Times give the album average reviews, stating that the album shamelessly imitated bands like Nirvana, Pink Floyd, Green Day, and Metallica. What an odd list of bands bands to lump together. In a 2009 interview with Billboard, Chester said that Dead by Sunrise is not a one-time thing and said that he could imagine a new Dead by Sunrise album every 5 years. In 2010, however, he did state that with Linkin Park's new musical direction at the time, he found it difficult to choose what songs to go on what project. It's possible that there could be a new album sometime either this year or next year, given that the band is not listed as broken up but on hiatus. Cross your fingers, right? So there you go, there's a history of Dead by Sunrise as of January 2016, even though I'm recording this in March, because I'm a fucking procrastinating master. And hey, this is the first episode of my new show titled Musical Musings. Think of it as a Did You Know Music, kind of. I'll recount histories of different albums and bands. This will not replace Matt's Music Corner, and will be less frequent. I hope you guys enjoyed the new show. Thank you for listening and have a great day.